Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and if you're invested in cryptocurrency, then you should be doing self-custody. And if you're doing self-custody, you should be using a crypto hardware wallet. Crypto hardware wallets are hands down the safest and most secure way to store your cryptocurrency. But there are so many myths and misconceptions and downright carelessness surrounding crypto hardware wallets that many people end up losing their cryptocurrency. Complexity is the enemy of security, and sometimes so is complacency. Today, I'm going to cover the 5 backup mistakes that people make that can cause them to lose crypto. If you're doing any one of these, your crypto could be at risk. So let's fix that right now. So the first backup mistake is not having any backup at all. The argument goes something like this: my crypto hardware wallet is safe enough. I don't need a backup. Well, crypto hardware wallets can get lost, stolen, or damaged. Also, they need to stay up to date. They are really not a vault as the way that most people think about them. Your backup is the vault. The device itself is just a tool for managing your cryptocurrency, and it's just like any other piece of tech, like a computer or a phone or even your smart TV now. They have to stay up to date to accommodate changes that are taking place. There are thousands of new cryptocurrencies entering the market every year, and literally millions of tokens on those chains as well. Not to mention the fact that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are also constantly being updated and improved. So your crypto hardware device has to be upgradable and has to be kept up to date. So even if you still have your hardware device and it's been in a drawer for 5 years, you could pull it out and find that it is so out of date that it is no longer functioning. And then you'll really wish you had done that backup. Now, I know a lot of hardware wallets force you to do the backup, which they should, but a lot of people are complacent about that backup. They don't keep track of it. It gets thrown out when they're clearing off their desks, or they put it somewhere and forget about it. I can't tell you how many people have contacted me telling me that they lost their backup phrase during a move. Well, if I were moving, then I would check to make sure that I had my crypto backup before I checked to see if the pets were in the car. That's how important your crypto backup is. So please take it seriously and make sure you know where it is. The number 2 backup mistake is only storing your backup phrase in one place. The argument goes something like this: I've got my backup phrase, it's in my desk drawer, I know where it is, I'm good. Well, things happen. Fires, floods, thefts, all sorts of things could happen to that single backup. So it makes sense to make multiple backups, store them in multiple locations around your residence where you can easily gain access to them if you need them, and also keep a few off-site, like in a safe deposit box or at a trusted relative or friend's house. You want to have redundant storage across multiple backup locations. Also, you want to make sure that those backups are durable. There are many products out there on the market that allow you to etch your seed phrase into metal medium, like a CryptoTag, or one of my favorites, the stamp seed, where it allows you to stamp your seed phrase into pure titanium. This is a great way to store a seed phrase that will protect it from fire, flood, and fading, and all sorts of real-world problems that you run into with paper backups. Now, the number 3 backup mistake. This is a big one. I see this a lot, and it's somehow encrypting your backup. So the mindset is, I've got this backup, and I'm afraid someone's going to find it, so I'm going to scramble it up so that they won't be able to guess it, even if they do find it. It sounds reasonable, but this is a very bad strategy. Most people that do this forget their own scrambling system that they made up more often than they actually get hacked. So people end up losing crypto by coming up with some scrambling scheme, like scrambling the word order or replacing some words with other words or writing it in some sort of code. Believe me, I have personal experience with several people that have contacted me with this problem. Hey, I scrambled up my words. Now they're not working. What can I do? Well, unfortunately, 24 words may seem like a small number, but the permutations that are available for scrambling 24 words are astronomical. So please don't scramble up your words. Please write them down in one location, in order, and store them in a secure location. You'll thank me later. Our number 4 backup mistake. This is a big no-no. People think I'll put it in my Google Cloud storage, that way I'll never lose it. Don't take a picture of your seed phrase, store it in your photos or in your cloud backups or anything like that. This is a really bad idea because hackers target cloud storage and personal devices, and they have malware that can scan looking for seed phrases. As crypto becomes more ubiquitous, hackers get smarter and smarter at hacking into people's personal accounts and scanning for seed phrases. This is a surefire way to lose your crypto. So don't make digital backups. Write it down on physical medium, whether it's paper, metal, titanium, whatever you choose. So do it locally and make sure no one sees you do it, and your backups will stay safe and secure. So my number 5 backup mistake is not so obvious. A lot of people don't think about this, but I've been harping on it for the last few years. And that is, you need to test your backup. You need to make sure that it's written down correctly. Now, when you write down your backup phrases you're setting up a wallet, it goes through an initial verification step where you have to confirm all the words. You can easily get careless during this process and actually get the words confirmed without having them written down correctly. I know this sounds crazy, but it does happen. I've spoken with several people that have contacted me saying, I'm trying to do a restore and my words aren't working. What do I do? Well, the reason that's happening is because they wrote their words down incorrectly, or they're carelessly trying to enter them and aren't doing it properly. The human brain is a miraculous organ, but it's prone to all kinds of mistakes and perceptual errors. Overlooking the obvious, seeing a word, and writing down something else. So you really need to verify that seed phrase. And when I say that, there are 2 main ways of doing this. Now, the Ledger devices and the Trezor devices, I know for sure, have built-in methods of running a backup check. Basically, you go into the device settings, and on Ledger, there's an app which will ask you to enter the words individually on the device, and then the device will verify whether that seed phrase matches the configuration. And then you know for sure that you've got the seed phrase written down correctly. Another way to verify your seed phrase is to attempt to restore early on before you've put a lot of crypto in your hardware device. When you first set up the device, you can put a small amount of crypto in there and then reset the device and attempt to restore using your backup words. If this restore is successful, then you know your backup words are correct. You could also restore to a different device if you have more than one hardware wallet laying around. So it's always best practice to do the due diligence on your backup phrase early on, before you throw it in a drawer for 5 years and then pull it out in desperation after your device has become lost, stolen, or damaged. So I hope that you'll take my advice to heart about these backup techniques. Tighten up your game. Make sure your backups are safe and secure and verified. You'll thank me later. If you have any questions about anything I said, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered.